Hello guys, welcome to iTutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with Unit 2, Subsection 7, MMBC 005, that is Guidelines for Choosing the Classes. The following guidelines are useful in choosing the class intervals. The number of classes should not be too small or too large. Preferably, the number of classes should be between 5 and 50. However, there is no hard and fast rule about it. If the number of observations is smaller, the number of classes formed should be towards the lower side of this limit, and when the number of observations increase, the number of classes formed should be towards the upper side of the limit. If possible, the width of the interval should be numerically simple like 5, 10, 25, etc. Values like 3, 7, 19, etc. should be avoided. It is desirable to have classes of equal width. However, in case of distribution having wide gap between the minimum and maximum values, classes with the unequal class interval can be formed like income distribution. The starting point of a class should begin with 0, 5, 10 or multiple thereof. For example, if the minimum value is 3 and we are taking a class interval of 10, the first class should be 0 to 10 and not 3 to 30. And the class interval should be determined after taking into consideration the minimum and maximum value and the number of classes to be formed. For example, if the income of 20 employee in company varies between Rs 1100 and Rs 5900 and we want to form 5 classes, the class interval should be 1000. And so here is activity based on that. You just try to do this. And next one is cumulative and relative frequencies. It is often useful to express class frequencies in different ways rather than listing the actual frequency opposite each class. It may be appropriate to list either cumulative frequency or relative frequency or both. And cumulative frequencies, as its name indicate, it cumulates the frequencies starting at either the lowest or highest value. The cumulative frequency of a given class interval thus represent the total of all the previous class frequencies, including the class against which it is written. To illustrate the concept of cumulative frequencies, consider the following example. And here is an example. Relative frequency. Very often the frequency in a frequency distribution are converted to relative frequency to show the percentage for each class. If the frequency of each class is divided by the total number of observations, then this proportion is referred to as relative frequency. And there are two important advantages in looking at relative frequencies instead of absolute frequency in a frequency distribution. Relative frequencies facilitate the comparisons of two or more than two sets of data, and relative frequencies constitute the basis of understanding the concept of probability. Charting of data. Charts of frequency distribution which cover both diagrams and graphs are useful because they enable a quick interpretation of the data. A frequency distribution can be represented by a variety of methods in this section. The following 4 popular methods of charting frequency distribution are discussed in detail: bar diagram, histogram, frequency polygon, ogive or cumulative frequency curve, and bar diagram are most popular. One can see numerous such a diagram in newspapers, journals, exhibitions and even on television to depict different characteristics of data. For example, population per capita, income, sales and profit of a company can be shown easily through bar diagram. It may be noted that a bar is a thick line whose width is shown to attract the viewer. A bar diagram may be either vertical or horizontal. And histogram, one of the most commonly used and easily understood methods for the graphic presentation of frequency distribution is histogram. A histogram is a series of rectangles having area that are in the same proportion as the frequency of a frequency distribution. To construct a histogram, on the horizontal axis or x-axis we take the class limit of the variable, and on the vertical axis or y-axis we take the frequencies of the class interval shown on the horizontal axis. If the class interval are of equal width, then the vertical bars in the histogram are also of equal width. On the other hand, if the class interval are unequal, then the frequency have to be adjusted according to the width of the class interval. To illustrate a histogram when class intervals are equal, let us consider the following example. In this example, we may observe that class intervals are of equal width and a histogram with the class interval. So here is an example, you just go through it, and histogram with unequal class interval also here is an example. Okay, activity also. Frequency polygon. The frequency polygon is a graphical presentation of frequency distribution. A polygon is a many-sided closed figure is here daily sales, and frequency polygon is constructed by taking the midpoint of the upper horizontal side of each rectangle on the histogram and connecting this midpoint by straight line. In order to close the polygon, an additional class is assumed at each end having a zero frequency. And frequency curve is here. So all are diagram representation, so you just go through it. In case any doubt, you can contact us. And the histogram is usually associated with the discrete data, and a frequency polygon is appropriate for continuous data, but this distinction is not always followed in practice, and many factors may influence the choice of graph. The frequency polygon and frequency curve have a special advantage over the histogram, particularly when we want to compare two or more frequency distributions. And ogives or cumulative frequency curve, and ogive is a graphical presentation of a cumulative frequency distribution, and therefore when the graph of such a distribution is drawn, it is called cumulative frequency curve or ogive. There are two methods of constructing ogive. One is less than ogive and more than ogive is there. Less than ogive, in this method, the upper limit of the various classes are taken on the x-axis and the frequency obtained by the process of cumulating the preceding frequency on the y-axis. By joining these points, we get less than ogive. Consider the example is here. And less than ogive also here is an graphical representation. More than ogive, similarly, more than ogive or cumulative frequency curve can be drawn by taking the lower limit on x-axis and cumulative frequencies on the y-axis is here. And more than ogive also here is a graphical representation, and activity also based on that. And summary of this chapter is here. Presentation of data is provided through table and charts. A frequency distribution is the principal tabular summary of either discrete or continuous data. The frequency distribution may show actual, relative or cumulative frequency. Actual and relative frequency may be charted as either histogram, a bar chart, or a frequency polygon. Two graphs of cumulative frequencies are less than ogive or more than ogive, and the keywords are here. If you feel any keywords are difficult, you just refer this section. And self-assessment exercise also based on this chapter is here, and here is an around 10 questions, and based on everything is based on data, so you just do it. It will help you for your term and examination. The first question is explain the purpose and method of classification of data giving suitable examples, and what are the general guideline of forming a frequency distribution with a particular reference to the choice of class interval and number of classes. Third question is explain the various diagram and graphs that can be used for charting a frequency distribution. And what are ogives? Point out the role, discuss the method of constructing ogives with the help of an example. And 30 family villages are classified the above data in the form of discrete frequency distribution. And the sixth question is based on first class and 10 to 20 and form a frequency distribution. And the seventh question also here continuous frequency distribution after selecting a suitable class intervals. Draw a histogram and a frequency polygon from the data also here. So these are the questions based on this chapter, and try to do it. In between any doubt you can contact us, and for more IGNOU MBA video you just do like, share and subscribe our channel, and thank you so much.
iTutor Academy presents IGNOU MBA Complete Syllabus Coverage classes for individual students, semester-wise subject with online and flexible timing. For more details, contact on +916 238 21785.